Hello guys, and today we're gonna talk about the new MacBook that Apple just introduced, like yesterday, and we're gonna do an overview and some configuration. We're gonna do like a top spec configuration of this new MacBook to show you the maximum spec that you can get on this new MacBook Pro. Okay, so first of all, we have the 13-inch and 15-inch model, which weighs 1.37 and 1.83 kilos, and they are about 50 millimeters thin each. You can have up to 32 gigabyte of RAM, if I'm not wrong is a DDR4, up to 4.8 gigahertz of CPU. You can have an Intel i9 has a CPU, and up to 3.2 gigabytes per second of SSD reading, and up to 10 hours of battery life. One of the difference between the 13-inch and 15-inch MacBook is that the 13-inch supports up to 2.7 gigahertz quad-core i7, while the 15-inch can have up to a 2.9 gigahertz 6-core i9 with a turbo boost of up to 4.5 on the 13-inch and up to 4.5 on the 15-inch. And if we go to video editing, okay, here we have some of the benchmark on different softwares that show us to show how fast this new MacBook are. On Logic Pro, the 15-inch is 70% faster, and the 13-inch is twice faster. And what else? On Photoshop, the 13-inch is 85% faster, and the 15-inch is 40% faster, considering that the 15-inch is the most performing of the two MacBook. 14% increase is a quite big increasing. What else we have? Lightroom, twice faster on the 13-inch and 30% faster on the 15-inch. Final Cut Pro here shows only the 15-inch, but it says that 9 simultaneous 4K streams on the 15-inch with the 6-core i9. On the 15-inch, you can, as I said, you can have up to 32 gigabyte of RAM, and you can see here, as I said, it is a DDR4, which make it 2.8 times faster than the 16 gigabyte of RAM. So you have twice the RAM, but more than twice of the power. We can say power. Here about the new screen, which has an higher range of the RGB colors. And here one maybe the biggest news about this new MacBook is this external GPU, which can be can be used if you don't have an iMac. This GPU will sort out most of the issues. The MacBook are not as powerful as the iMac, so this new GPU will give you much more power to make it almost as powerful as an iMac, and this can be good if you have only a MacBook, but when you are not traveling, you need the power of an iMac, and you don't want or you can't afford to buy a MacBook and an iMac. So this new external GPU will help you with that. And here we also have some benchmark. On Ryzen Tomb Raider is 4.8 times faster on the 13-inch and 2.1 times faster in the 15-inch. On Fortnite is 3 times faster with the 13-inch, twice faster with the 15-inch. Here also we have the new T2 chip, and which is second generation, comes to Mac Silicon, designed by Apple. And then about the SSD, on the we have pretty much the same speed on both the MacBook. But what changes is that on the 13-inch you can have up to 2 terabyte. On the 15-inch you can have up to 4 terabyte of SSD. What else? Here is about the Thunderbolt 3, showing that it can support up to 5K displays, and they are used to connect the external GPU that has been introduced with this MacBook. Here the charging, and up to 40 gigabytes per second of data transfer. The touch bar should be pretty much the same of the previous MacBook Pro, with the Touch ID here on the side. Here some example of how the touch bar work according to the different software you're using. What else? Here about the Touch ID, as you can use to unlock your Mac, pay with Apple Pay, or use it for the authentication. Here about the display, as I said, 25% more color than RGB. It has 2-tone technology and high fidelity audio. Here the new keyboard, which has been made more quiet than previous one, keeping always the same. I think it's the same butterfly mechanism. Here about macOS Mojave, which has introduced the dark mode. Here about these accessories that you can have with this MacBook, and here is the lineup with the 13-inch no touch bar, the 13-inch with touch bar, and 15-inch with touch bar. And as I said, do a configuration to see how powerful this new how powerful and how expensive this new MacBook can be. Okay, here we are, as I said, for the configuration, the MacBook. Okay, here we are for the configuration of the MacBook. As as we said already, we have 13 inch and 15 inch. I'm gonna go with the 15 inch. You can choose the finish between silver and space gray. And the display is the 15.4 inch LED backlight display with IPS technology, 2800 by 1800, and with 220 ppi, and support for million colors, for scaled resolution. Here i7. Here all the different CPU we can have. We can have from 2.2 GHz 6-core i7, 2.9 GHz 6-core i9, 2.6 here this one 2.9 and 2.6 6-core i7. And here we have the CPU. We have from 2.2 GHz 6-core i7 up to not up to. We also have 2.6 GHz 6-core i7, 2.9 GHz 6-core i9, and the most powerful is the 2.9 GHz 6-core i9 with turbo boost up to 4.8 gigahertz. Storage, we have as we said already, up to 4 terabyte of SSD. Here for the RAM you can choose the 16 gigabyte DDR4 or the 32 gigabyte. Here the graphic card that you can choose for 4 gigabyte. So it doesn't say anything about the new external GPU. 4 Thunderbolt 3 USB-C port, charging Thunderbolt 3. USB 3.1 second generation, keyboard, trackpad. It has a Wi-Fi 802.11, Bluetooth 5.0. Front camera is still at the 720p FaceTime HD. Video support, audio, battery power. Battery power, it has up to 10 hours wireless web, up to 10 hours iTunes film playback, up to 30 days of 10 by time. Whatever, titanium polymer battery, 87 watts USB-C power adapter. Here the operating requirements, if someone is interested. Size is 1.55 centimeters thick, 34 centimeters width, 24 depth, and 1.8 kilos. Heavy. And see the power. And it comes with macOS High Sierra. Here accessibility. Here all the built-ins app. Here to show you what's in the box. Adapter and the 2 meters USB-C to charge. Limit warranty. Okay. Okay, we can yeah, here in the configuration, as I said, 4 terabyte SSD is £300 for Final Cut Pro, and 200 for Logic Pro if you want them installed. And here again what's in the box. In the part for storage, your memory and CPU, and that's all what you can configure on your MacBook. And hope guys you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.